Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am StevieB, happy to have you all with us. Today we are kicking off the beginning of Merry Mayhem 2020. So just to let you guys know, I did just get my Christmas gifts from Mindark. There are 5 Sumakuta candy, there's a white plant, a Christmas garland, and a red star of some sort. This red star thing right here. So that's all cool. I've already been doing Mayhem some today. I want to go ahead and get this video made for you guys. I'm going to be putting some stuff up for auction, so I want you guys to see it as I put it up. First up, I have a Short Blade 15. It is currently tier 9. Still got 13 PED TT left, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that one on auction. What I'm going to do is I'm not doing a buyout on these. I am just starting them out at close to TT value, and then people can bid on them. So this one's going to start at 103%. Auction will last for 7 days. This is all pre-tiered gear. There are no buyouts. You're just going to have to bid on it. Short Blade 20, tier 7. So this stuff will all be on auction on Caly. No buyout. What is this one? This one is an LP10 tier 10. Let's see, this one here is a tier 7 BP20. So I'm just throwing this stuff up on auction, guys. There are no buyouts on these things. However, I'm starting them at just right at TT value. So if you guys want to get your hands on it, you can. I will let the market determine the price. Let's see, what's this one? BC25 tier 3. LR15 tier 6. LP10 tier 10. And I believe that's it. I'm not going to bother with the LR25. Oh, nope, I've got 3 more. BC25 tier 3. This one's tier 5, I believe. BC25 tier 5, yeah. That one will throw up. And what's this one? This one's tier 4, also a BC25. Yep. And then, I'm not going to mess with these 2. Then we've got some Mind Force. A Corrosive Attack Chip 4. Tier 9. And an Electric Attack Nano Chip 4 tier 9 also. So I'm going to go ahead and start all those 7-day auctions. Starting bid is going to be right at TT value, guys. So I'm not setting a buyout, not setting a price. I'm going to let the market determine the price. Feel free to go bid on them. They will be on Caly auction. So that said, let's talk a little bit about Mayhem. Give me 1 second to get set up and get into the instance. Also, I've got some killer shoes that I made. I've got some Omegaton pops. So if anybody is wanting a set of Omegaton pops, TT value plus 10 ped is what I'm asking. I can make more. It requires Exosaur cloth, which I'm currently out of. I have both male and female. So if you're looking for some cool kicks for Christmas, get your Omegaton pops. Just holler at me in-game with a private message, and I'll get you hooked up with a pair for TT plus 10. No need to screw around on auction. So, Mayhem. It is cool. It is great. I am loving it. Give me 1 second to get set up here. There is my tagger I'm using. Good. 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 Good, good. Okay. And there is the one I'm using for the boss. Good, good, good. And I need a new... Perfect. Okay, now hotkey everything. I am loving Mayhem so far, guys. I am actually in Category 8. Category 8 for Christmas Mayhem is a lot easier than Category 8 would have been at Halloween. Reason being is at Halloween, the mobs in Category 8 would have been, I believe, level 42. They're level 38. So that's cool news. That's good stuff. And let's get into it. So I will show you guys what we're doing. So I'm going into Cat 8. I've got my Merry Creature Codex going. I'm almost to the repeat stage. I'm on the daily stage 10. And I went with the Regolite mission. Good, good, okay. So I went with the Regolite mission. There's bronze, silver, gold, and then there is Regolite. So Regolite, you need 200,000 points to get all the way through Regolite stage, the very last stage. To get all the way through the stage, you need 200,000 points. So 10 stages, 20,000 points per stage. Clearly, I'm only at 7,441 right now. So you will notice that the mobs are level 38 in Category 8. I tried Category 9. They're level 46. They hit like a truck in here, and they hit like a freakishly large truck in Category 9. So Category 9 was a bit much for me. The problem that I have in Category 8 is that while I can handle these mobs, the boss mob is a beast to deal with. The boss mob that spawns every 30 minutes, he is level like 57. And he just steps on me like I'm nothing. So he's a little bit hard to deal with. But luckily... Hold on 1 second for me, guys. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Got a phone call. So the good thing that I like about Merry Mayhem is notice that they are slow. Notice that by the time they get to me, I'm virtually taking no damage. because they are just so slow, it's ridiculous. So as long as you can stay a little ways away from them, the amount of damage you're going to take, the amount of armor decay is next to nothing, which is good. Now, the problem is the way this arena is set up, it's kind of hard to stay completely away from them. As you just saw, I just got hit for like 150 HP. Considering I've only got 230 HP total, that's quite hard. But, you know, luckily that's where life still comes in handy. So, they do run slow. So, even the ones that hit like a truck are not that hard to deal with, unless you're talking about the boss. Because the boss, you really don't have a chance to drag him a long distance. He's just kind of wherever he is, and you just kind of have to deal with it, right? I have heard reports from players that there are not, I repeat, are not boxes dropping from Oro on Planet Arcadia for some reason. I do not know if this is by design. I still believe that last year they were dropping boxes and it stopped because of an update, and I think that was an accident. I don't think they deliberately took the boxes out of the Oro loot pool. However, I do hear players telling me that they are not dropping. Now, the thing is, who are these players? Well, they're not people that I necessarily trust in-game. They're just people I've never heard of or don't know. So, I have personally not gone to Planet Arcadia. Clearly, I'm in the Mayhem instance. So, I have not been able to test it firsthand. I do not have any good friends in-game who have gone to Planet Arcadia to test it firsthand. I will have somebody that I trust here fairly soon, I am sure, that will get a hold of me and let me know for sure whether or not boxes are dropping on Arcadia. I just don't know yet. I have heard a lot of people saying, well, players are saying they're not, but then again, that could just be because they want to keep all the Oro and all the Oro boxes for themselves. So until I have a verified report, I really can't tell you guys either way. I'm sure that report will be coming in the next couple of days. So if you're doing Mayhem, that's great. Do keep in mind, if you're a newer player, you can also go do the Snarg, the Jewel Snarg mission. Now, you can only do that once. And I've already had a player that was like, man, that's a bummer, I want to do it again. Well, yes, but that is more or less a side mission designed for new players who just started the game and cannot yet actually compete in regular Mayhem. So it's not designed to be something that you do year after year after year. You can only do the Snarg mission one time. If you are a newer player and you're doing the Snarg mission, you can, at the end, get the 15 ped TT ISIS 2, I think it's the ISIS C2, something like that, ISIS something 2 Mary Edition. It's 15 ped TT. I think it does like 7 DPS. It might be 5 DPS. It's a pretty good little starter gun. So check out the Snarg mission. You can only do the Snarg mission on Planet Calypso. You can find all the information if you just Google Entropia Merry Mayhem 2021. It's on the page with all the rest of the info, kind of toward the bottom. FFA Mayhem is underway also. You will have to deal with the NPC Santa's little helper on Calypso to get into FFA. Here's the thing with FFA, guys. FFA, you cannot do the daily token mission. So, like, I've got stage 10 of the daily mission running right now. You cannot do the daily mission inside of FFA, is what I'm being told. Now, what you can do inside FFA is take a healer with you. So, if your plan is not to do Annihilation, not to do the Bronze, Silver, Gold, Regolite mission, but instead your goal is to go after those Mayhem stars, you can go FFA and you can hire a healer. So, if you're wanting to go for bigger mobs, hoping for more stars, you can do that. The star thing doesn't really work the same as the Mayhem tokens. It's not necessarily the bigger the creature, the more often or the more valuable the star you will get. That's just not how FFA works. FFA is definitely a grind fest for sure. I do not yet know prices on any of the FFA stars. I have not been watching Caly trade, so I haven't even seen who's buying them up or who's selling them or what traders are out there dealing with it this year. However, there will be traders doing that because obviously that happens every single year. Other than that, there's not a lot of new information to report. Most of you probably know that Mindark is simultaneously doing the 10-year space anniversary event, and it's kind of a thing where you just randomly hunt a creature, and if you're really lucky, you loot a super rare 10 item. They have some new unique items that they designed just for this event. They also are releasing the 10-year anniversary items that were never released during the 10-year anniversary event years ago. We have seen these items dropping. Vandal Hand did loot the first unlimited repair tool. It's an RK10 unlimited repair tool. Vandal Hand was nice enough to share information with me about. Let me see, where'd it go? Nope. I know it's right here. The vehicle RK10/S edition. So Vandal Hand was lucky enough to get his hands on this. He got it from a repair drone during the Space Mob wave event about week and a half ago. Super cool tool. I've said for a long time they need an unlimited repair tool. Here's the stats on it. Currently one of a kind. You'll notice that it does still have the same uses per minute. However, it uses almost 3 times the wire, which makes sense because obviously this is going to give you more skills than an RK0 would. Super cool. I'm glad that he was able to loot it because I've said for a long time they need to have an unlimited repair tool in game. Obviously, it's going to be something that's rare and not something just anybody's going to be able to get their hands on. So big grats to Vandal Hand for getting his hands on that and looting that. I've already told him, guys, if he puts it up for auction, let me know, because I want to try and bid, even though I'm sure I would be massively outbid, because it would probably be worth a lot more to somebody else than it is to me. It'd be cool to have, it'd be cool to save on some markup, but obviously I'm not going to spend, 20,000 ped on an unlimited repair tool. So, big grats to Vandal Hand on looting that. I do believe the 10 event is still going on, the 10-S event for space is still going on. Essentially, you just have to be hunting anywhere in game and get super lucky, from what I understand. That's my understanding of it. Now, there has been a lot of people that are talking about the Treasure Island deeds and how they sold out in 23 minutes. I'm telling you guys right now, there's something massively wrong with that, for a couple of reasons. Number one, go back and read the original press release that they put out, the original thing saying that new Treasure Island deeds were going to be a thing. Go over that list of mobs, and what you see is down at the bottom, it said space mobs, and it lists 2 potential space mobs, and it essentially says, well, maybe. We don't know. We haven't decided if we're going to put them in or not. So it listed all the mobs that were there, and then it was like, oh, well, we might add these. The moment that new Treasure Island goes live, they start putting Displater, however you say it, all over the land area. Well, clearly that's a mob worth grinding for Ubers. Clearly that's a mob that Ubers want to grind as fast and as often as possible. So if they knew they were going to put that on the land area, why didn't they say, we are adding this, we are for sure adding it, we're never taking it away, and this is what's going to bring in the value? They didn't do that. If you go back and look at the original release, it was like space mobs. Potentially these 2, but we're not 100% sure. Maybe not. Okay, well, clearly it wasn't a maybe not, because the moment the deeds went live, you had those displayed all over the place. Number 2, notice that 2 people bought up half the deeds. Something's wrong there. Nobody even did that with Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace is a far more valuable land area. So there's some shady shenanigans going on with the whole Treasure Island thing. I don't know exactly who it is or what it is, but somebody has inside information. I have people who were sitting at their computer when they went live that were actively trying to buy Treasure Island deeds that could not get a single deed. And you mean to tell me these 2 people just accidentally got 200,000 shares each? That was set up in advance. Something happened that allowed them to get them before anybody else. So for them to sell out in 23 minutes, I find it very suspect. Very suspect. If they had sold out over 3 days, maybe I wouldn't have considered it so suspect. But that is akin to Never Die saying that he wants a club, and then there being a public auction, and it lasts for 10 seconds, and Never Die gets the club. I mean, stuff like that happens in game. We know that it's happened in the game in the past. That kind of stuff should not still happen. So I have a feeling that whoever these 2 quote-unquote big buyers were, I have a feeling they know something that we don't. I have a feeling that they know future plans for the area that we don't, because they're able to value it in a way that we are not. There's a lot of players out there that say, oh yeah, it's a great land. BS. Without that displayer on it, that land is worthless. Without some kind of a new instance on it, that land is worthless. And like I said, it wasn't, oh, well, we're definitely going to put this creature here. It was in parentheses, well, maybe not. Well, maybe not turned out to, you sure did really quick without hesitation. So somebody somewhere has inside information. Am I worried about it? No. Do I think that most players are going to be happy with how the deeds pay out long term and how they do long term and what's done with the land long term? No. Why? Because I know Mindark and they screw up everything they can possibly screw up. Look at the Gold Rush results from just a couple months ago. They announced 13 winners. 9 of those winners were not actually winners. They got 9 of the 13 names wrong. Every single score was off by a freaking mile. I mean, they couldn't even calculate the scores correctly. There were scores that were off by over 100,000 points. And it seems odd to me that you would say the score was this and then magically, no, now it's 100,000 points higher. Oh, and by the way, there were 2 other people that had almost that same score. They weren't on the initial list at all. They weren't on the forums anywhere saying that they had scores that high. So the whole thing is still suspect to me. But as Captain Jack has pointed out many, many times, and as other players on PCF have pointed out many, many times, never put it past Mindark to screw up something exceedingly simple. So for them to screw up something exceedingly complex would obviously be just another Tuesday, right? So would I want any part of a land area that Mindark is actively developing and implementing new strategies for? Absolutely not. The reason I love Crystal Palace is it was already developed, it was already implemented, it was already managed. All Mindark had to do was just add the fertilizer every Monday. That's it. That's literally all they had to do. They do nothing else. So because of that, they have to make no decisions. They have to hold no events. They don't have to add a new instance. They don't have to do anything. It requires zero thinking on the part of Mindark. And that is one of the reasons I bought into Crystal Palace. If Crystal Palace was actively being developed by Mindark and there was new plans for it and new mobs and stuff and new events, I probably would have been out because I've participated in enough events and been around long enough to know that Mindark doesn't always do the best math. 2 plus 2 equals 550,000 sometimes. The other day, I had a player reach out to me. New player, literally lives like 5 miles from me. Watches the YouTube video, all that. Watches the YouTube channel, big supporter, all that stuff. He said, I wanted to get the starter pack. And I got a hold of Mindark and I said, hey, my card will let me buy PED, but it will not let me buy keys or strong boxes or the starter pack. And I'd really like to have the starter pack. So could I just buy could I go into the web shop and buy PED, but instead of you delivering PED to my avatar, just deliver a starter pack instead? It'll be the same price. And he got back a generic copy and paste. Thank you for your support case. We will look into this and get back to you, unfortunately, because of blah, 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 blah. Right? And he brought up a very good point. This game is based off a real cash economy. The company brings in millions and millions and millions of dollars in cash. Why is it that they have copy and paste support responses? Like, even a basic small business owned by a mom and pop isn't going to give you copy and paste support stuff 99% of the time when you get a hold of anybody at the business these days. I don't know what to tell you other than that's how Mindark operates. When everybody submitted their support cases for Gold Rush, everybody got copy and paste responses. We will forward this to the appropriate party investigating. To have players who have invested not tens but hundreds of thousands of dollars in this game, and to have several of those players that get a hold of you and say, hey, we've got a problem with a competition with some big money prizes on the line, and then for everybody to get copy and paste responses, that's just Mindark. They don't care about the customer. You are just an idiot that keeps spending money on their game. And unfortunately, that's just how it's been for a long time. They've got a great game. They've got probably the best real cash economy game on the planet. And they have done everything in their power for many, many years to drive it into the ground. Now, I'm very happy with the way a lot of things in-game are going. A lot of the things they're doing for the game, like codex, meta codex, making Mayhem into a grind fest. I'm super, super happy with a lot of that. They're really turning a corner and going the right direction in a lot of ways. However, whenever we have competitions that have these big prizes and we can't account for how the scores were done or why the scoring was screwed up or why winners weren't even on the winners list, when you get 9 out of 13 announced winners incorrect, guys, that's a failing score. Go to any public school and take a test and only get 4 out of 13 questions right, and you just failed the class. So for us to be doing that in one of the world's biggest, best cash economy games, I don't know what to tell you other than that is completely and utterly unacceptable. It just across the board is. So that being said, I really, really don't know what to say there, but Mindark has done a good job in doing a lot of things right over the past 2 years. They're headed in the right direction. Support will eventually be one of the things that will have to catch up, as well how they do their events and the transparency and all that. We had sims that showed that a score of 440,000 should not have been possible in Category 1 Gold Rush, and yet all three of the winners magically had scores over 500,000. Even the guy who ran the sims got a hold of me almost instantly. He said those numbers are just made up. First of all, the person that had 555,000, they previously said that person had 445,000. So then to come back and say that score is 100,000 points higher was laughable. He said, I have simmed it and simmed it and simmed it, every combination of possibilities in game, and there was only one combination that could get me anywhere near 445,000. None of those combinations would have gotten me anywhere near 500,000, and surely not 550,000. So it's almost like they just changed around the names on the winners board and then just wrote down whatever number they felt like. And notice that they never told anybody what was wrong with Gold Rush. They never said, here's the problem we had, here's why the scoring was wrong, here's why the announcement was wrong. They never said what was wrong. They just said that they fixed it. That was it. So that is that. So guys, if you are going to be doing Mayhem, if you're going to be going in and picking a mission, think about how much time you're willing to put in, because remember, you can only pick the mission one time. So Regolite is the hardest one. It's going to require 200,000 points. Notice that I'm only at 7,500 points out of 200,000. It's going to take a lot of grinding. A lot. I plan to pretty much grind around the clock. And when I'm not grinding, when I'm sleeping or working, because I'm going to be working 16-hour days for the next week, my dog is going to be sitting here with her little paw hitting F. She's got a little headset. It's so cute. So if you try and get a hold of me in game and you don't get a response, it's probably because my dog doesn't know English. So just letting you guys know that up front. However, she will be listening to techno music with her cute little headset. So that is pretty much all I've got to cover for today. I wanted to get that out there for you guys. If you guys need me, shoot me a private message in game. I will get back to you when I possibly can. For everybody at earnped.com, we hope that you have a happy holiday season. I've been StevieB, sip, sip, smack, smack. If you want to help support us, head over to EarnPed, because the best way that you can help us is by earning yourself, because when you earn, we earn. By far the best way you can help support us. Guys, if you need me, reach out to me at sbraggs62@gmail.com. That's sbraggs62@gmail.com. Remember, Braggs has 2 G's in it. Other than that, I have some 16-hour days to be running. I've got some sleep to be getting, and I've got some Mayhem to be crushing. So I will be back with more content for you guys as soon as I possibly can. Hopefully, we will be able to put out several more videos by the end of the year. So guys, I will leave it right there. Y'all have a good one, and we will be back with more videos for you real soon. Take care, guys.